Hello and welcome to Unacademy IAS. The Ministry of Labour has notified the implementation of EPF Scheme 2026, replacing the earlier scheme of 1952. What are the important changes? Let's decode them. But before that, all those who are preparing for the Civil Services Exams 2027, here is an opportunity to test your preparation in current affairs. In order to add to your preparation, we are bringing the UCAN test series. It is a free initiative wherein weekly current affairs tests are conducted. Enroll for the test using this QR code. Attempt the test. Your All India ranking will also be given. Test yourself before the UPSC will test you. Let me start the discussion now. The government of India earlier has rationalized the labor laws. Multiple labor laws were consolidated into four labor codes which have been notified. One of the codes which has been notified is the Code on Social Security. And because the notification has been done, the government also now has announced changes in the social security benefit schemes. And one such change in the scheme that has been announced is associated with EPF, Employees Provident Fund Scheme 2026. Now let's start discussing the important changes. EPF in a nutshell is a retirement benefit scheme. During the course of your work, you will have to make certain contribution to get benefits later. Under the EPF, let me make a comparison of 1952 with the 2026. What is the important change in terms of contribution? The basic idea is all those who are earning wages of 15,000 rupees up to 15,000. And when I say wages for the calculation of contributions here, it is a sum total of basic salary plus dearness allowance. So the law basically mandated that 12% contribution of 15,000, that was the minimum wages requirement or the threshold. 12% contribution has to be done by the employee, and the matching contribution, that is 12%, has to be done by employer as well. If you do the calculation, 12% of 15,000 rupees will become 1800 rupees a month. And this salary threshold I'm talking about, it is per month. So under the new scheme, that is a 2020 scheme, the 12% limit has not been changed. That number has not been changed. But what has been changed is, let's say there is a particular worker who is earning wages of more than 15,000 rupees. In such a case, if the employee wants to contribute more than, right, let's say 1800 rupees, it was allowed under Rule 26(6). If I'm earning more than 15,000 and if I want to contribute 12% of, let's say, 50,000 rupees, that is my wages, or 60,000 rupees, that was my wages, I was allowed to contribute. But one point to note here is, whatever is my contribution, right? Let's say 12% of 60,000 or 12% of 1 lakh rupees, the same contribution would be matched by the employer. Same contribution would be matched by employer. But under the 2026 scheme, there is a change. And the change is, going forward, the employers are not mandated to contribute beyond 1800 rupees. That is a statutory requirement. So if they meet and basically contribute 1800 rupees, that's more than sufficient. I might continue to voluntarily contribute more than 1800 to the scheme, but the employer doesn't have to match that. This is one very important change in case of the contributions under the scheme 2026. What are the implications? You see, generally when you join a company, let's say private sector company, the company will offer you a salary which is take home salary, which is counted as a part of cost to company. And all of these particular social security contributions are accounted under the concept of cost to company. Now, earlier, the company would be matching my contributions under the EPF, which was more than 1800. As a result of that, my take home salary would be lower. Now, because the company is not matching my contribution, that is above 1800 rupees, company will just pay 1800, nothing more than that. this will have a direct impact on my take home salary. This is directly going to have an impact on my take home salary. That's the reason it is expected that if the companies will hit the number 1800, contribute that, and not 6000 rupees matching my contribution or 10,000 rupees matching my contribution, in such cases, my take home salary is expected to go up, assuming that company now will not change the CTC package. This is a very important change in terms of contribution. Next, what about withdrawals? A lot of changes have been announced by the government under this. Let's start one by one. Earlier, if you wanted to withdraw, there were 13 categories under which you were allowed to withdraw your contribution, certain part of the fund. This has been simplified from 13, it has been reduced to 3 categories: essential needs, housing needs, and special circumstances. This is first very important change. Second very important change. You want to withdraw part of your contribution, part of the corpus. You were supposed to have at least 7 years of service. Meet 7 years of service, do work for 7 years, then you become eligible for withdrawal. Now this has been changed. You don't have to work for 7 years to become eligible for withdrawal, just work for 12 months. This is the second very important change. Third, in terms of withdrawal, how much is the eligible amount? How much is the eligible amount? The calculation is done this way. Whatever is your corpus amount, employer contribution, employee contribution plus interest, 75% of that, that is up to 75% of that, you can withdraw. This becomes your eligibility amount or eligible amount. And next, one more very important change. How many times can you withdraw the money? How many times can you withdraw? This is a very important change because earlier there were a lot of restrictions. Maximum number of withdrawals allowed in certain circumstances was maximum 3. Put together 3. Now the government simply says you want to withdraw for illness purposes. There is no limit on the number of withdrawals. You want to withdraw for marriage purposes, you can withdraw up to 5 times. You want to withdraw for education purposes, you can withdraw up to 10 times. You want to withdraw for housing requirements. You want to repair the house, you want to renovate the house, you want to build a house. In such cases, you can withdraw up to 5 times. So these are certain very important changes that have been done by the government in terms of withdrawals. Now let's say somebody is shifting or somebody has achieved the age of 55 years and above. How much money you are allowed to withdraw? According to the new scheme, you can withdraw the complete corpus. That's another very important change. Next very important change, if you are removed from the job, are you allowed to withdraw the money from the PF account? Yes, according to the latest scheme, you can withdraw up to 75% of the corpus amount. So these are certain very important changes in the context of withdrawals. Next, time-bound process. Under the earlier scheme, I will apply for withdrawal. What if there is a delay in giving approvals? Documentation was very lengthy process, etc., etc. This has been made very easy now. If you want to withdraw, there are 2 types of processes. Some of the withdrawals will be automated, and the kind of money or kind of withdrawal that you're doing, if it comes under the automated process, the approval shall be provided within 3 days. Within 3 days. And if you want to withdraw and there is a manual process, that is the commissioner has to approve this particular withdrawal. In such case, the commissioner has to provide the approval within 20 days. What if there is a delay? If there is a delay, the government simply says, if there is no rational cause, if there is no, let's say any kind of argument for delaying your withdrawal, approval for your withdrawal, in such cases, from the salary of the commissioner who is responsible for this delay, from the salary of the commissioner, the penalty will be deducted, interest will be deducted at a rate of 12% per annum. For whatever duration, about 20 days there is a delay, This penalty interest will be calculated from the salary of the commissioner and will be given to the person whose withdrawal has been delayed by the commissioner. This is another very important change. Next, transfers. Let's say you are already enrolled under EPF scheme 1952. Now the government has announced 2026 scheme. Should you provide any documentation? Should you approach any government official to migrate into the new scheme? The government simply says not at all required. All those who were covered earlier in the 1952 scheme now will be automatically covered under 2026 scheme. And another very important change in terms of transfers is that, let's say you shift from one job to another job. And this is very common, by the way. Earlier, when you shifted from one job to another job, there was a particular process that you had to follow in order to transfer your account. Now, that is not required. Automatic transfers shall be done. Right? So, these are certain very important changes that have been announced by the government, that is the Ministry of Labor, to make the EPF scheme much more customer friendly, much more efficient. It is allowing the withdrawals to be done very, very fast. And a lot of these particular processes have been automated, made digital in nature. All of these have been done in order to provide benefits to the beneficiaries under the scheme EPF 2026. What are your thoughts regarding these particular changes? Do let me know in the comment section of the video. And if you're yet to join the Unacademy IAS YouTube channel, kindly do it right now after hitting the like button. Thank you. Have a great day.